Imagine four individuals with disabilities walking together along a winding path. Each faces their own unique struggle. One uses a wheelchair, navigating rough terrain with determination. Another, visually impaired, relies on a cane, moving forward step by step. The third, with a prosthetic leg, adjusts their pace with resilience. The fourth, with limited hearing, walks with focus, attuned to their surroundings through sight and vibration. As they walk, the path grows more difficult. Rocks, sudden slopes, and obstacles block their way. Frustration could easily set in, but instead of trying to control the path, they control their approach. The person in the wheelchair seeks a smoother route. The visually impaired friend listens for guidance from their companions. The one with the prosthetic adjusts their stride, while the person with limited hearing watches their friends for visual cues. Together, they progress, not by controlling the path, but by adapting their responses. Their strength lies not in overcoming every obstacle instantly, but in their ability to let go of what they can't change and focus on what they can. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy: clarity, resilience, and peace through self-mastery. Now think about your own journey. Are you exhausting yourself trying to control the uncontrollable? What if instead you shifted your focus to how you respond to life's challenges? In this video, I'll share 7 powerful lessons from my journey with Stoicism. Lessons that go beyond theory to practical wisdom you can apply every day. Stay with me, because sometimes one idea or a simple shift in perspective can change the way you face life forever. If this message resonates with you, take action. Pause, breathe, reflect. And as you continue your path, remember, the most important thing you control is your response to life's challenges. Let's walk this journey together. Number 1, detach from the burden of expectations. As children, we live fully in each moment, unburdened by future worries, untouched by societal expectations. But as we grow older, we are taught to chase after standards set by the world. Success, fame, status. We become entangled in a web of expectations, those of our parents, teachers, friends, and most daunting of all, our own. Have you ever stopped to ask, where did these expectations come from? Do they truly reflect who you are, or are they invisible chains binding your soul? The truth is, when we release the need to meet standards that aren't ours, our minds become lighter, our hearts more at peace. Imagine your mind as a flowing river. If you constantly pour into it the pressures and demands of others, the water becomes murky. But if you allow the unnecessary to drift away, your mind becomes as clear and still as a tranquil lake under the moonlight. Ask yourself, are the things you strive for truly yours, or are they just layers of expectation placed upon you? People chase society's approval only to realize they've never lived for themselves. Some pursue fame and find only emptiness. Others follow family expectations, only to discover it was never their path to walk. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When you accept that others' expectations are beyond your control, you learn the art of letting go. You don't have to exhaust yourself proving your worth. You only need to focus on what truly matters to you. Picture yourself in a cluttered room, each item representing an expectation placed upon you. A shirt kept out of obligation, a book unread but saved from fear of judgment, a decoration kept only to please someone else. Your mind is no different. When filled with unnecessary expectations, it becomes chaotic, leaving no space for peace. So how do you declutter your mind? Accept that you cannot please everyone. You can't control what others think, but you can control how you respond. Ask yourself, does this truly matter to me? If not, let it go. Practice stillness. Don't let the world's noise drown out your inner voice. When pressured by others' expectations, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I do not live to please others. I live to find peace within myself. Seneca said, he who is brave is free. Letting go of expectations is not recklessness, it is courage, a bold step toward reclaiming your mind and your freedom. Imagine a day when you no longer chase meaningless approval or worry about what others think. You wake up with a peaceful mind and a light heart, moving through life without unnecessary burdens. This is not a distant dream, it is a choice, and you can make that choice right now. Number 2, stop chasing what unsettles you. Have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing something, only to be met with anxiety, worry, and exhaustion? Maybe it's a draining job you're afraid to leave, a painful relationship you cling to, or unrealistic expectations you impose on yourself. In the whirlwind of chasing what isn't truly ours, we lose our inner peace. Pause and reflect. What are you pursuing? Fame, wealth, or a version of yourself you think you must become? If these pursuits bring you joy, continue. But if they erode your peace, ask yourself, do I truly need this? Is it making me better? Would I feel relief if I let go? Letting go isn't failure. It's a conscious choice to protect your inner peace. Imagine holding a heavy stone every day. It weighs you down, but you cling to it, fearing loss. Only when you release your grip do you feel the weight lift. Insecurity often stems from attaching happiness to things beyond our control, a relationship, a job, or an ideal self-image. This gives those things power over your emotions. The Stoics understood this. Fame is fleeting, and external approval is an illusion. True peace comes from within, not from chasing desires or fearing loss. Consider that the most peaceful moments aren't grand successes, but simple pleasures. A quiet morning with tea, a summer breeze, or the calm after a long day. Peace isn't in the future, it's in the present. To reclaim your peace, take action. Identify your anxieties. Write down what worries you and look for patterns. Ask, is this pursuit truly valuable, or is it draining me? Practice letting go, step by step. Lower self-imposed pressures, create distance from painful relationships, and ease up on perfectionism. Seek peace in simplicity. Spend time alone. Read, walk, and embrace stillness. Your mind shouldn't be a battlefield of anxieties. You have the power to decide what's worth holding on to and what needs releasing. When you stop chasing what unsettles you, life becomes clearer, lighter, and more meaningful. Yet even after releasing external burdens, the greatest challenge remains: facing your own mind, the worries, obsessions, and self-criticism that linger. How do you confront your inner chaos and find serenity? That's the next step on your journey to true peace. Number 3, silence the enemy within. Inside each of us, there are 2 voices. One urges you forward, filling you with confidence and calm resolve. The other is your inner enemy, a voice of doubt, fear, and endless self-criticism. It fixates on your failures, whispers that you're not enough, and magnifies every worst-case scenario. This enemy has no physical form, yet it can be your greatest barrier to inner peace. Imagine standing in a forest, surrounded by rustling leaves and birdsong. If you listen calmly, you'll hear the forest's natural rhythm. But if you let fear take over, mistaking every sound for danger, you become trapped in your own anxiety. The mind is the same. Thoughts come and go. It's clinging to them that disrupts your peace. The inner enemy doesn't arise from the world, but from how you respond to it. Often, exhaustion stems not from your actions, but from your thoughts. Negative spirals drowning you in insecurity. The real question isn't why you aren't happy, but why you let your mind wage battles over illusions. How to silence the inner enemy. Observe without reacting. When a negative thought appears, step back. Watch it without becoming it. Like clouds crossing the sky, let it drift without clinging. Question the thought. Ask yourself, is it true? Is it useful? Is it worth my peace? Awareness creates distance, reducing the thought's power. Act instead of overthink. When anxiety loops trap you, break the cycle with action. Write your thoughts down, take a walk, or immerse yourself in something constructive. Movement grounds you, rumination traps you. Peace isn't the absence of negative thoughts, it's the refusal to let them control your life. You can't prevent every storm in your mind, but you can learn to stand firm until it passes. When you stop resisting and start observing, your mind settles, like a lake returning to stillness after the wind subsides. If this resonated with you, Make this moment an act of growth. Share this message, inspire others, and stay on your path to self-mastery. True strength lies not in silencing the mind, but in learning to live in harmony with it. Number 4, burn the bridges to your past worries. Have you ever felt trapped by past mistakes and regrets, as if they were invisible chains? We often replay old memories, hoping regret could rewrite the past. But it never can. Stoic philosophy teaches us that peace lies not in reliving the past, but in letting it go. Marcus Aurelius said, "Forget everything else. Keep hold of this alone and remember it. Each of us lives only now, this brief instant. The past no longer exists. It is a story you keep alive. You choose whether it drains you or teaches you." Imagine standing on an old bridge spanning a barren land of regrets, mistakes, failures, and missed opportunities. Yet instead of moving forward, you remain stuck, staring backward. That bridge leads only to what you cannot change. Burning it is not an act of hatred, but of understanding. You no longer belong there. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means no longer allowing the past to control you. Mistakes become lessons, not life sentences. Pain becomes fuel for growth. A friend of mine, once betrayed, lived in fear for years, doubting every relationship. But when he stopped seeing his past as a wound and started seeing it as a teacher, he found the courage to love again. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The past causes pain only because we let it. Try this. Write down what haunts you, then burn the paper. Let the flames symbolize your release. Finally, anchor yourself in the present. Build goals, create meaningful habits, and surround yourself with love. When your life is full, there is no room for old ghosts. If today were your last, would you waste it on yesterday? Stop fighting what's gone. Burn that bridge. Ahead lies your freedom. Number 5, make space for stillness. Modern life feels like a rushing current, pulling us at breakneck speed. Work, social media, and endless worries drown out our inner voice. But true clarity emerges in stillness. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." Stillness isn't found by escaping the world, but by choosing what we allow into our minds. Seneca reminds us, if you wish to escape what disturbs you, it is not about changing places, but changing yourself. Peace is an internal state, not an external destination. Picture a cluttered room. You can't relax until you clear the chaos. Our minds work the same way. Without intentional stillness, our thoughts pile up into mental noise. When was the last time you sat in true silence, without a screen or task vying for your attention? Stillness isn't emptiness, it's fullness. It's where your mind recharges and your authentic self emerges. You don't need to retreat to a remote forest to find it. You only need intentional pauses. Start your morning slowly, savoring a quiet moment before reaching for your phone. Take an unhurried walk, simply being present with each step. Write out your tangled thoughts, letting the page bring clarity. Disconnect from digital noise, allowing your mind to breathe. Stillness is not something given, it's something created. Master your inner world and peace will follow naturally. Close your eyes now, take a deep breath, and let your thoughts settle. The world won't change, but your perspective will. Number 6, remove the need for constant validation. Imagine standing atop a mountain at sunset, the world sprawling before you, the wind brushing against your skin. In that fleeting moment, you feel free. But then, a thought creeps in. Do others think I'm good enough? Suddenly, peace gives way to anxiety. From childhood, we've been conditioned to measure our worth through applause, praises for grades, promotions, and achievements. Yet have you ever wondered, if no one witnessed my success, would it still matter? Marcus Aurelius observed, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. We hand our self-worth to others, chasing fleeting highs from compliments and crumbling under criticism. Validation, like any addiction, offers only temporary satisfaction. Praise fades, replaced by anxiety. Can I maintain this approval? To break free, try this. Accomplish something meaningful. Write a poem, help a stranger, without telling anyone. If you find peace in that silence, you've discovered independence. If you feel empty, it's time to ask, am I living for myself or for applause? Not everyone will understand you, and they don't need to. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the opinions of those who do not even stand well in their own eyes carry no value. People's judgments shift with the winds, here today, gone tomorrow. Why let them dictate your self-worth? Your mind isn't an empty vessel waiting for applause. It's a mountain steadfast against the winds of public opinion. True freedom is doing the right thing, not for recognition, but because it's right. Ask yourself, if no one praised me, would I still be proud of my path? If yes, you found true freedom. If not, turn inward. Your worth lies not in their applause, but in your self-understanding. Number 7, find tranquility in acceptance. As autumn arrives, golden leaves fall from the trees. The tree doesn't cling to its leaves or blame the autumn wind. It embraces change, knowing spring will bring new life. In the same way, human life follows a rhythm of loss, change, and renewal. True peace comes not from resisting what we cannot change, but from accepting it. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Acceptance is not resignation. It is the wisdom to focus on what we control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while releasing what we cannot. When you stop battling the inevitable, your mind becomes lighter. For instance, if a friend grows distant, rather than clinging or overanalyzing, accept that relationships evolve. People change, and it's not always a reflection of your worth. Acceptance frees you to welcome new, more fulfilling connections. As Seneca wrote, fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Resisting life's flow only causes exhaustion, but moving with it brings clarity. Acceptance also means balancing effort with release. You can prepare fully for a job interview, but the outcome isn't entirely in your hands. If things don't go as planned, accept the result, learn from it, and keep going. In daily life, practice asking yourself, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, let it go. Ultimately, peace isn't the absence of struggle. It's how you respond to life's uncertainties. By accepting what you cannot change and focusing on what you can, you'll uncover the stillness that's always been within you.